Now this is our dashboard. Different user can have different dashboard. It depends on what you give them the authorization to do. So if a person is in charge of a warehouse or something, they might just want to have this little inventory balance widget or something. And of course you can also do the customization. Maybe you want to see something else, you can just click what you want to see and it will automatically configure itself, and you can arrange this to whatever that you want. So these are called widgets. So different user can have a different widget. Alright, so and then first thing first, you have this my page. Now what is this my page here? This is the user's shortcut. Every user have their own my page. So if a particular user is only doing sales, so you do not want them to go and search, okay, I need to go inventory 1 and then I need to click on this sales and then I need to click on this new sales. You don't have to do that. All you need to do is go to your my page settings over here, and you can see everything that I put in over here is the same as this, right? So let's say I'll just like to configure my my page. So I would just like to add something. Maybe I would like to add something else called a group. We call this payroll. And inside this payroll, I want to see a particular menu for payroll. Yeah. So I only want to see registered employee only. So I apply. And then I have registered employee, and then when I come to here, I'm going to see a payroll with registered employee, and then when I click this, it straight away goes here. So this is for your easy shortcut reference. Alright, so now we go to user customization. Now if you are not using anything, you can just disable it. Let's say you do not want to use time management. Time management is inside here. So whatever that I do not want to see, I can just disable it, or I can just disable the whole thing, and then when I save this and refresh, it will be gone. There's no manage there already. So that is how I simplify my account. So if there's anything that you are not using, just disable it and it will be gone. So now function setup. Alright, so this is where you set up all the functions, like your currency, your date format, and of course your tax setup. For your case, you have a VAT, isn't it? VAT of 12%. So how would you change this? You can just change this because for you do not care about the code, right? So you can just change this to whatever that you want. Okay, so you can set up the tax over here, whether it's 12% or whatever code it is, you just do it. Alright, of course the font size, decimal point, normally it's 2, right? Decimal point. So yeah, so if you need to block a particular IP address or restrict people, the users for coming in from a particular address or something, you can do that. Maybe you want your employees to only log in inside the office, because this is cloud based, so anybody can access from anywhere, right? So you do not want them to go and access, do something, you put their IP address and only this IP address can log in. All right, so right now that is the general one. Now EDRP, you will be seeing a lot of this. EDRP, what does this mean? This means that whatever that is before this date cannot be changed. If you need to change something, you need to adjust this date. If you need to adjust something, let's say on the 2015 or something, so you need to adjust this date to 2015, and then only you can adjust that entry, that transaction. So whatever that is before this date, it will be locked already. Alright, voucher confirmation is for accounting vouchers that someone needs to confirm a particular accounting entry. Let's say an admin staff go and key in something, and then somebody need to check what the admin do before it can be posted to the general ledger. So this is what you do in order to do that. Confirm all vouchers before it actually been posted to the journal entry. So if that person that you assign as a confirmer does not confirm, then it will not take place. This is for security functions. All right, so I already set this, or okay, you set this, right? Management by department, you already set use, because you have 3 divisions, so you need to use this in order to separate the accounting. So this is only for accounting. So right now this one is your auto generated code, right? So maybe as I can see, you already have this H&B 001, 002, 003. All you need to do later is set it to like this. Add you need to put H&B, and it will be H&B. So after this, since you already have 654, so the sequence should be 655 after this. 655. Alright? So this is how you set. So it all is the same goes for your tracking number. Tracking number is your invoice number. Alright? So maybe you want to set it as the year, month and day or something, whatever, you can add it here. You can put the symbols, so the sequence will be auto generated. Alright, so and this is where you customize all your input screen. We have input screen and we have template setup. Input screen is the screen that you key in something. Alright, so and the template is the template where you print out invoice or something. This is where you go, and the reports, of course. Alright, now we will come back to that. So and then we have also inventory EDRP. this is accounting EDRP, and this is inventory EDRP. So if and then we also have this inventory confirmation function where somebody needs to confirm a sales then only it will take place. All right. You are probably going to be using this also. So unpaid receivable age limit. Now where does the age limit come from, right? If you go to customer vendor here and you click on your customer like here, H&B 00033, you can see this unpaid receivable age limit. If it's 30 days and you create a sales after the sales invoice has not been paid after this day amount of days, then it will give you a notification, or you can block the transaction. Block future sales from occurring. Alright, and this is where you set up all your template and everything. Okay, so this is where you set up, and this is the manage function. This is nothing much here. You also have the EDRP and the input screen and the template setup. Nothing much here. So right now, this is what you are probably going to be using. You want the CC details to be the person who you CC can view the e-approval document before it's approved or after it's approved. You need to select that. This is the settings, alright? And then we have notification settings, how you want to be notified. You want to be notified by the message or something, you can set it up over here. So, and we also have this bypass approval and wrap up approval. What does that mean? It means that if bypass approval means that if approval number 1 bypass, we have approval number 1 and then it goes to approval number 2. Approval number 1 can approve before approval number 2, and approval number 2 does not need to approve. Yeah, wrap up approval means approval number 2 can approve on behalf of approval number 1. So approval number 1 does not have to approve. So you can choose what is your settings. So now inventory 1. This is where you set up everything. Okay, now before that I'll just show you the user. This is important. Alright, so now let's create a user. I would like to create Joy, and then I put the password, of course, and then I put here Joy, and then I put the mobile number and Joy, whatever. So now I need to set some authorization. I need to save first, and then I can set the authorization for Joy, and then I need to select the authorization. If I expand all, I will able to see everything from inventory 1. Also I can expand all, so I need to choose what is it that this user can do and what is it that this user cannot do. there are 4 different levels of authorization. So we have no authorization, means cannot access at all, and we have read only, means this user can only view the data, cannot key in anything, cannot modify anything, cannot do anything. The only thing that this user can do is just read. And we also have enter and read, means this person can key in a new entry transaction, but he cannot go and modify it later after it has been saved, so that you can have a security. You do not want everybody to be able to delete everything and modify anything as they like, right? So, and you have also all, means they can have the power to do anything inside this particular function. So all of that you need to set up the authorization, which I already saw that everybody belongs to a particular authorization group, right? So everybody, I can see, that has their own group that they belong to. So now, after that, because your company, different items belong to different division, and then you must separate them, right? And then you want to be able to see, you want to, different user can only access a certain level of data, right? So the only thing you want them to see is probably you need to set up the accessible item, because different item belongs to different department, right? So you need to set up the accessible item. Let's see what you have done. Accessible, alright, nothing is inside here. Does this belong to a particular, which department does this belong? All is pharma. Okay, so you have also have aesthetics department, and you also have vet department item, right? It's different, yeah. So you need to select, this person can see or view which items. So all the items that you do not select, they cannot go and see. So you just need to set up pharma items, and then you have vet items, and things like that. And then you need to select what is included inside here, like the vet item. I have your vet here, I can include them inside here, and this person here, Joy, can only view the vet item only can view whatever that is inside the group, the vet items. That is all that they can do. And then you also want to set up the accessible department. So this is for the accounting. You do not want the everybody to go and see all the data from different departments. So you need to set up which are the department that belongs to this division here, and then you can select which group can they view. Or, and then you can also set up this thing, authorization coverage. What can this person do inside sales? Which sales or which quotation or which sales order that this person can do, can view. Maybe you only want that person to be able to see the slips, all the slips from their own department only. And maybe you also want them to be able to see the only thing that you want them to be able to see is the one that they created themselves, or whatever that is last modified. It means whatever that was modified, the latest one, that's the only thing that they can see or do anything in. So you can select what they can do and what they can see, every single thing. And this is another important thing, price amount modification. You do not want anybody to go and modify the price. You need to select who can select what the price is and who cannot select what the price is. Alright, so and then this GW function is the basic package is 10 users only. So you need to select who is able to use the GW function. Alright, you must select GW use, then only that they can use it. And then those little dashboards that you see on the first screen, these little things, what can they use and what they cannot use. So everything has to be controlled. So now let's start the customer vendor. Alright, so we have seen this is your vendor or customer, right? So this is where you input all their details. These details you can pull them out into the template later when you want to create the invoice or whatever it is. So this is where the information comes from when you create the template. So now this is important for your company. If you have a supplier that is using foreign currency, you need to put this as, you need to use this and select the foreign currency that this particular customer or vendor is using. So if this person is using foreign USD, so you need to input USD inside here. Okay, so this one we have covered, and this is where the due date comes from by default. So if you put here 30 days, then the due date of every invoice has to be 30 days. Alright, and then also if you need to create anything, you can just add a field. Okay, and it will be there. If you need to pull this into here, you can go to input field setup and add the field. Alright, so that is the customer vendor list. Okay, remember that you must always put the currency if the person is using anything other than your peso. Alright, so right now, location, you only have this one location that you operate, and you also included, I saw the H&B Korea. Yeah, so So H&B Korea is you need to keep track of their inventory. Okay, okay. So yeah, but you do not need to know what H&B Korea has in their inventory balance or anything, right? So, all right. Oh, okay, okay. So let's create a location. This one you probably already know. All right, we have a H&B Korea. All right, we have a H&B Korea and H&B warehouse. Fine. So you are not doing the manufacturing, so basically you just buy and sell. That's it. So right now, the item. Okay. So now this is your item list that you can create. If you were to have another column for your item list, all you need to do is go to this list settings over here, and you do not need to care about this GST code. Who cares? And who cares, right? All you need is probably something different. So what is it that you need? You can choose what you want and it will be there. If you do not see what you want, you create yourself. Okay, so you can create your own thing over here. Do the programming yourself. So and then after that it will be looking something like this. You have the barcode and the images and everything. Okay, so now let's see your. Alright, so this is your items. You have some pantoprazole. What is this? I'm not sure, but this is where you set up the purchase and selling price. Now maybe you have a different selling price for a different customer. It's okay. You can just put it first, no problem. This is just by default. That's about it. So you have the barcode function over here if you need to use it. So if I were to put this, the barcode function, and I were to save this, I can print out the barcode if I just click this, and I can print out as many barcodes as I want. I want to create 10 barcodes, it will come up as 10 barcodes. Of course, you must select the paper size and everything, and it will come up. Alright, this is printing the barcode. So now you must also, if something were to come in a box, what do you do? So yeah, all products are in a box. Inside the box has different things, right? Okay. All right. Vials. What is vials? Oh, okay, okay. So let's take an example of something that is in a box. What is in a box? Is this thing in a box? or this one? Okay, so let's say this thing come in a box. Is this thing okay, in how many pieces of this is inside the box? Oh, you okay, you're just not sure lah, right? It changes, is it? In a box. Okay. Okay, so you're selling in a box. So this is what you must do, alright? So let's say you have 100 of this in a box. Alright, so let's just say I want to create new. I want to create box of okay, now I have a box of antigen CPV. Alright, so I need to tell the system how many antigen CPV AG test kit is inside this box. Let's say I put here box of 10 or 100, let's say 100. Alright, so now I want to tell the system inside this box of 10, a box of 100, how many of antigen do I have? Let's say ANT 002. Where is that thing? Okay, so the main item is antigen CDV, box of 100. So I need to tell the system I have 100 inside one box, and then I save this, and then I have box. I search for the box, and then I have this box of antigen CPV AG tests, and let's say I put inside my warehouse my H&B warehouse as at this date. Let's say I put 1, and then I save this. So if I go to inventory balance right now, will it be 1 or will it be 100? Yes, exactly. So it calculates, it's going to calculate this one, not the box. It's going to calculate by the unit, right? Okay, so if you sell it in pieces, then you can just do as you did just now. But if you sell it in a box of 100 or box of 20 or whatever, you can put it over like this, just like I did just now. Alright, so yeah. Yeah. Do you sell it individually also? Oh, okay. So do you need to keep track of how many pieces is inside the box? No, no need. So you don't basically don't need any this thing lah, basically. So you just consider this like this. You just put here, consider this as box. That's all. Just put the box. Alright. So now you know what your new unit is box. just like that. There is no problem. If you sell it individually, then you need to do it like that. But if you're selling it only in a box, no problem. Alright, so now price, level, registration. Now first thing first, you need to create the group. Different customer and different supplier have different prices, right? So you need to create the group. Let's say I were to create some overseas customers. Alright, so nobody is inside this group. So how do I put them inside? I need to go to the customer. Let's say I will put vet, okay, H&B, whatever, and then I select this, and then I would like to put in their sales price group and purchase price group. Okay, so now which group they belong to? If they are a sales price group, then they will only appear in sales. So if I select this overseas customers, then the price of overseas customers will apply. Right? So now if I refresh this, I have overseas customers, and I can view that my East Asia veterinary products is inside my overseas customer. But what's the price? The price, it depends on individually. Alright, so you can see it over here. Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, sure. Okay, alright. So first thing first, you want to record something. You need to separate them in their prices. So different customer and different supplier has different prices. So first of all, you need to create a group for the different customers and different suppliers. So now I want to create VIP customers. Maybe they have a different price. So now at the moment there is nobody inside here. Why? Because we did not assign any customer inside this group yet. So right now we need to include somebody. Let's say I pick this one. Okay, if you need to change everybody, all you need to do is change and select the field that you want to change. Sales price group. And then so all this is my VIP customers. Alright, so when I save this, it will become you will be inside the group of my VIP customers. So I just confirm this and it will all go processing successful. So now if I were to go inside here and refresh it, I can see who is inside this group. Alright, So now I want to select the item that is different. Maybe for a VIP customers, you sell something for different price, you sell to another customer different price, you sell for a different item also different price. So it depends how you want to do this. Let's say I were to create this vet here, Hugel Dermaplex Deep Plus. Which price level group does it belong to? So let's say it belongs to VIP customers. And what is the price for these VIP customers for this item? What is the price? So you can see Hugel Dermaplex Plus is a VIP customer, and this is the price for the VIP customer, just like that. So you can see it over here also, who has what different prices. Also you can select what is the price group code and everything. You can do the customization yourself here. So this is how you separate the pricing for each of your customers. Alright, so now employee, person in charge, and employee. Now you can create as many as you want here. It doesn't matter. This does not just refer to your employees. Maybe it's your customer's employee, maybe it's your supplier's employee, maybe it's your accounting firm that you have to create the bill every month or something. It does not matter. It's just for you to refer. When you do the sales and purchase or something, you will have a PIC. You will have a PIC field for you to go and key in. This is where the PIC comes from. This PIC, it comes from here. So whatever it is inside here, it will come up in this field. Alright, so so that is setting up everything. So now let's go and buy something. Alright, so first scenario, the client will order something from you first, right? Now before that, do you actually create a quotation? Because your price already fixed, they already know or something, right? So let's just create a quotation just for fun. Alright, so let's go to quotation and we click new, and then we need to select who is the customer. If you do not want to use all this, you can just kick it out inside here. So right now you can just hide this, and who cares about this and everything. Anything that you do not want to see, you can just kick it out, or anything that you want to add, you can add. Payment terms or whatever it is that you want to see, you can just add it like this, and then you need to refresh it before it can take place. So now it has been changed. So let's say you created a field, and then you may have some terms for it, and you want to create different terms. So you can click this FN button and create a phrase like this. Let's say you have 50% deposit, 50% on delivery, order number 1. And then you have cash on delivery. It depends on you how you want to do this, so that after this you just need to select, okay, which one, okay, that's it. Alright, done. Alright, so right now we select the customer. Who is your customer? 8 resources, fine. And then location out. For quotation, it really doesn't matter because it's just a document. That's all it is. So you can select the text type. If it's, you can just create your own text type, it doesn't matter. You can just put here VAT 12%, doesn't matter. So it will be VAT 12% now. And then currency, it really doesn't matter because this is just a quotation. So let's create a quotation for something. Let's say this Hugel Deep Plus, and you can click here and see what is the inventory balance. And then let's say you are going to sell this amount and this amount, right? So let's say right now maybe you want to have a discount amount. This is a customized field where you can just create it in order for you to put it inside the template. That is all the purpose of this. It does not change anything here if you were to customize any field, right? So now save, and now you have a quotation. You can click on the list and you have a quotation. So let's see at the quotation. Alright, we have now a quotation. So now you send the quotation to your customer, your client, and then they give you a PO. You receive the PO. What do? You need to create a sales order, right? So if you already created that quotation, you do not need to input it again. You can just bring in from the quotation these 8 resources, Hugel Dermaplex. You can select it and apply. So now you already have a sales order. It already knows all this little data here. So let's just save this. If you do not have inventory, it will tell you. If you want to block a transaction when somebody creates a sales order, you can also do that. When you go inside here, maybe you want to block safety stock control, you need to block. See, show message if over limit. You can also block it if you do not want people to create a sales order when you do not have inventory. So now, sales order, you receive the purchase order, you create the sales order, but then you do not have stock. What do you do? Alright, you then create a purchase order. Okay, what is a purchase order? Purchase order is a document for you to go and order something from your supplier. It is nothing but just a document. That's about it. Nothing move, no money exchange, nothing. It's just a document. Just like ordering something from the restaurant. That's all, just an order. So now let's click new and create a purchase order. You are going to buy something from your supplier right now. So now let's say you were to buy from this supplier, and it is going to come into your H&B warehouse. Now if you have a foreign currency, because we already selected this H&B 0001 as a USD, it automatically comes out, right? So you can change this at the time that you are doing the purchase order, right? You can change this to what is it now? Maybe 58.02 or something. So yeah, yep, it can change later. Yeah, when you have not received it yet, this is just an order only, nothing to do with, you can change it later. So now let's go and buy some item. So now we select quantity and the price. So now this one, if you change it, is going to change here. I change this to 47.06, it is going to change this one. So it is going to be based on whatever you put it inside here. So now let's save this. If you need to notify anybody about this purchase order, you can just notify anybody this purchase order. You can just select whoever it is that you want to notify, and apply and save this, and then you have a purchase order. Okay, so this is your, yes, yeah. Oh yeah, all you need to do, we have a foreign template and a domestic template. So all you need to do is just set up you can see here foreign currency amount. Yeah, so, and you have also foreign currency rates. So now if you need to put inside this purchase order that this foreign currency here, you can just change this. You can change it to USD or whatever it is that you want to change it to. I can call this whatever that I want. I can just call this default or something. I can just call this USD. Amount USD, doesn't matter, and it will change to amount USD. I can just resize it if I want to, or I can include whatever that I want inside here, and it becomes USD. So you know what is the domestic amount and the foreign amount. So you have a lot of templates. You have one template for the foreign, one template for the domestic, and everything. All you need to create. Alright, so now maybe you want to put in the foreign currency rate over one column or something. It depends on you. So this is all customizable as you require it. So now you need your boss to approve. How do you do that? So now you need to select this one and you click this e-approval. Now maybe you need to send this to somebody to notify or something. You can also do this. You need to notify the main office of what you did over here, and your main office will have something like this. Your main office will click it. Oh, somebody has created a purchase order. Let me see what they did. Oh, this is what they did. Purchase order. So now that is the messenger. Now we need to send this to e-approval. You can have as many templates as you want. One template for purchase order, one template for invoice, another template for payments, whatever. So you can compose the template. You can compose the template over here, create template. This is where it came from. So now let's just create this e-approval. Okay, so now let's put in the title. Must put title. Approval, and select who is it that is going to approve. Now let's say you have two approval. So if you were to do this, let's say I select myself, and then I were to do this. So in this case, in a case like this, then the manager has to approve first, then only the director can approve. If I were to do this, then this director can approve and the manager can also approve at the same time. It's different. So this is depending on the sequence. You can just add it like this. So now let's just approve this. Now we apply, and then we say, boss, please approve my PO. And then maybe I need to include something inside here. How do I do it? I can just key in inside here my voucher. Maybe this sales order, this purchase order is referring to which sales order. I need to tell my boss. So I can refer or I can create new. So if I were to refer to the sales order that I made before, I can just refer. So 8 resources. So that my boss will know that this purchase order is related to which customer's order. We are buying this for who? So we click save e-approval. Alright, so now I need to go and receive this. Nothing has happened inside my warehouse. Nothing has happened. If I go inside my inventory balance here, let's say H&B warehouse, if I go and search, nothing is inside here other than that box, that one box that I set just now. Nothing has came in yet. It's just an order. I need to receive this. So now I want to receive. I need to go new purchases, and I need to click on this purchase order over here. I need to bring in the purchase order. Bring in the purchase order, but I cannot do it. Why? Because it has not been approved yet. Boss need to go and approve it, then only you can receive that purchase order. So now let's go and approve this purchase order. The boss will go here, this one is in progress, and they will just click view and confirm. Oh, okay, somebody created a purchase order with this message, and then oh, it's in USD. Oh, 200 USD. Oh, I see. And this purchase order is referring to this sales order that I've made with 50% deposit and 50 on delivery. So it comes together. Alright, so my boss may be going to put it inside here like, hey, sure or not, this is expensive, save, and then it's going to come something like this, and then just approve. Okay, now it's gone. So now can I receive it? Yes, now I can receive it. So now I click this. Alright, can I change the foreign currency now? Yes, I can change it. When I receive it, it's different. Yeah. So now the quantity change. The amount changes because I changed this. So if you do not want to link this to the accounting, you cannot put it in like this. If I click this, something else will appear. This is accounting and this is inventory. Accounting and inventory is separated. Yes. So if you do not take into account something, you do not click this invoicing. Nothing will happen in the accounting if you do not click this. Now, let's see. Let's go just a bit for the accounting, okay? So let's just, okay, this one is your invoice number and your due dates, and this one is associated with which department. This is VAT department, so let's just call this VAT department. And then you have this debit account and credit account. Now whatever it is, also you can see it over here. What is the foreign exchange rate? and how many USD is this, and this will be your peso amount. Alright, so if something changes, you can change it like this. Okay, calculate pre-tax amount. So what if you pay a 50% deposit on delivery? You receive the goods, you pay 50% first and then 50% later. How do you do? Do you see any other thing here other than these two debit? One is debit account, one is credit account. What if you need two debit accounts? What do? You need to input this one, this type here. If I were to click this, you have a journal entry, debit and credit. You need to know your accounting in order to do this. If it is a 50% deposit, you need to put checking accounts and your bank, and then your deposit payment. This is your deposit payment. Let's say you deposit 1,000, and then this is your purchase account. Merchandise account, and this will be your remaining one. So you can change the foreign currency here when you do this. Alright, so you must know your accounting entry in order to do this. So now, what if you have an import tracking number to go and input? What do? We have purchase invoice import. This is only for import because you have a packing list to go and keep track of. You have this import tracking number. Alright, so now you can save this and it's going to go. So now, do you have anything inside here? Yes, you do. You have 10 quantity of this and this inside your warehouse. And take note that you have an open SO. This is your sales order, meaning the purchase order that your customer give to you that you have not fulfilled yet. This is it. You have just bought it. Alright. So now, let's go and sell it. Only when you sell it, it will go inside, it will be deducted. Right? So now you can take this from the sales order or you can take this from the purchases. So now let's select this and sell. Alright, so let's say to sell 5 first, I just deliver 5 first. Although the customer ordered 10, I just deliver 5 first. If I were to click this, something else will appear, and you know what the accounting entry is. Sales merchandise. This is a credit account and this is a debit account. It is the total opposite of the purchases. So same thing, if you were to collect a deposit from your customer, you must use sales invoice 2, and this thing is going to come up, the accounting entry. So each accounting entry for your case, you need to select this department here. Which department does this transaction belong to? If not, you are not able to separate the accounting later, right? So now let's go and sell this off with just a simple entry. So now what will happen inside here? Remaining is 5 and the open SO is 5. I still not yet fulfill another 5. Another 5 has gone. So now where do I see that? I can see that in outstanding SO status. Yep, outstanding SO status. I just need to input inside here H&B warehouse and click search. The customer order 10 and have not received it another 10, so I have another 5 to go. Alright, so that is how we do it. Can I put the currency? Yes, of course I can. This will be the currency that you fix over here. This is the currency that will take place inside the accounting. Whatever that you see over here, this is the accounting part and this is the inventory part. This is not going to make a difference. This number is not going to make a difference in the accounting. Only this part over here that you key in. Alright, so now I've already sold. Now, so now what if you need to put in some freight charges or whatever it is inside the template? What do you do? So let's say you were to input some delivery charges or something, right? So now you can just create another field. Just create another field here, and we can call this whatever that we want. Let's say we have amount number 2. We call this delivery charges, and we are supposed to set this manually or load from somewhere, it doesn't matter. So set manually the delivery charges. Can also. So now we have this delivery charges column over here. So I need to include this total for this delivery charges. I need to include the delivery charges for this, say, this sales order. Remaining another 5. So let's say the delivery charges for this is 3 and 3. So total is 6. Now I save this. So now we go to the template. Now we have this sales slip and also this sales slip. So what if I need to add the delivery charges over here? What do I do? So in this case, we can go to template setup right? And then I can just do this. Insert row, delivery charges. Now how do I put, let's say this PHP, how do I put that amount inside there just now, inside here? So now let's take a look at this. We just need to copy whatever it is inside the transaction. I need to copy the account code inside there. So now, where is that delivery charges? Where is it? Okay. Okay, fine. Must be here. But I think you already know this, right? So this delivery charges is amount number 2. Yeah, total amount number 2. And the decimal point. So it is going to come up over here if you just go and paste it wherever that you like. If I were to paste this anywhere, it's going to come up. So that is how you input this delivery charges. You see number 6 here? This is your delivery charges. So because I input the total of amount number 2. This is total of amount number 2, alright? 141, total of amount number 2. If you need to include the decimal point, you need to put a semicolon and number 2. Like this. So it becomes like that. So you need to include another column, another row over here and put delivery charges, and then that amount, this amount, account 141, and then put it inside. That is how you include that. Now nothing has happened inside the in the accounting. It's just the inventory moving in and out. That is about it. So yeah, so now you need to see a sales report, right? So you will be using a lot of this inventory summary. Let's say you want to see sales. This is inventory summary. Inventory summary. You want to see sales. This is basically you are customizing. And then you want to see a monthly report. and you also want to see and which item. So it will tell you on this month what did you sell. You sell this thing. This is sales summary. What about daily? You have on the 2nd of March you sell this, 8th of March you sell this, and you also have yearly, which I think you already know what it does. So you can select what you want to see based on this. Even your purchase order will be here. Purchase order from which customer, which vendor, and all is all going to come up over here. PO summary. What's the quantity? Purchase order amount. This is what we did just now, right? So yeah, no, that is basically customizing the inventory summary over there. Making an inventory summary. Now you need to see your H&B warehouse, what happened inside there. Let's just see for Korea also, doesn't matter. So what happened for each of these items? You buy and then you sell. 10.55, 10.55. Same thing for this item. This is inventory book 1. Okay, you also have inventory book 2, okay, which you can see. Let's say you want to see H&B warehouse here. You can search this and you can see exactly what happened. What is the price of these goods coming in and out, and what is the balance? This is inventory book 2. Now you have also sales status. You have this sales status. Now how do you get these things over here? You don't have to seem to have it, right? So if I go to sales status over here, I click search, you don't have these columns. So what do? You create template. What column do you want to see? I'm sure you want to see this foreign exchange amount. You can just change this to USD, whatever. And it becomes USD. So here you can see which invoice number goes inside which location. You don't have it inside here, you can set it up here, this new template. So we have sales status. This is sales status. So now we go to purchase status, and it's about the same thing. It's just the purchase sign. That's about it. Yours will be inside this report. Purchase status. Something is missing from your inventory here. Production. Oh, you disable it. You know. Oh, okay. You know how to disable it. Okay. So I shouldn't have wasted my time talking something that you already know. Yeah, I thought you didn't know. Okay. So anyway, purchase status. So now purchase order status. This is the purchase order that it was going to tell you what is the delivery date, the price amount. If obviously if you do not see anything, you can just create what you want to see. What is it that you want to see? You select it over here. I'm sure you want to use this. What is the foreign exchange rates, and what is the name and this thing, and then anything foreign exchange amount, whatever, it's all gonna come up here. If you save this, nothing happened. Why? You need to create a template. And you can also select the user that is authorized to see the template, right? So which group or which user can see what? You can select the authorization over here. This is called template authorization, right? So now that is purchase order status. Now we have sales order status. Is the same thing as purchase order status. It's just sales order. This is the purchase order that you receive, not you issue out to supplier. You receive the purchase order. It's all going to come up here. Whatever remarks that you put it inside is going to be here, right? So now that is basically all the reports that you are going to include inside there, right? So now let's just throw the questions. Any question at all? This is recorded. Okay. So any questions? Just throw it. Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. You use it first and then you write down all the questions, and then next week you just throw it at me, alright? Alright. Yeah, sure. Yeah. You can just tell me when you want it to be. You want it, maybe, I'm not sure how much time do you want to try it out first. So I can do it on Monday if you want, but how much time? Okay. So you want to do it on Monday? Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, sure. We will do it on Wednesday then, alright? You can either, do you want to do it at 10 or 3? Yeah, 3 p.m. Wednesday, alright? Alright, so yes. Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Go and try it out and list down all the questions, and we will see we'll hear from each other again on Wednesday. If anything, you just drop me a message and I reply to you. Alright? Alright, thank you.